There's a digital revolution going on in our financial sector. Cheques are nearly gone, cash is in decline, buy now, pay later, digital wallets and digital currencies are fast becoming the new norm.
Why should we be worried about automation?
Well, if you look at the backdrop, we automated away 4 million manufacturing jobs in Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Missouri, and those communities have never recovered. Where if you look at the numbers, half of the workers left the workforce and never worked again, and then half of that group filed for disability. Now, what happened to the manufacturing workers is now going to happen to the truck drivers, retail workers, call centers, fast food workers, and on through the economy as we evolve and technology marginalizes the labor of more and more Americans.
What will be the effects of that to you? I mean, that's a massive displacement of people. What will happen once that happens?
Well, as you said, I think it's going to be disastrous, where if you look at truck drivers alone, being a trucker is the most common job in 29 states. There are 3.5 million truck drivers in this country. And my friends in Silicon Valley are working on trucks that can drive themselves because that's where the money is, where we can save tens, even hundreds of billions of dollars by trying to automate that job. But I was just with truck drivers in Iowa last week, and imagining that community recovering from their income going from, let's call it $50,000 a year to much, much less than that catastrophically, it's going to be a disaster for many, many American communities.
The rise of robots has led to some pretty scary warnings about the future of work.
Robots will be able to do everything better than us.
A recent study found up to 670,000 U.S. jobs were lost to robots between 1990 and 2007, and that number is likely to go up. A widely cited study from 2013 found nearly half of all jobs in the U.S. are in danger of being automated over the next 20 years. Occupations that require repetitive and predictable tasks in transportation, logistics, and administrative support were especially high risk. And just think, robots don't need health benefits, vacation, or even sleep for that matter.
Experts say those supply chain issues are complicated by the worker shortage. One of the hardest hit industries is food service. Nearly 4 in every 5 restaurants report they don't have enough staff to meet all the demand. 81% of sit-down restaurant operators say they're understaffed. Same for 75% of fast food places, according to a survey from the National Restaurant Association. So with human workers in such short supply, some companies are turning to robots. CNBC's Kate Rogers on the rise of the robo-chef.
Meet Flippy. Inspire Brands, which owns Buffalo Wild Wings, is testing out the Flippy 2 robot, which will make wings in the back of house over the next year.
It really is all about how we increase our capacity. And so all of the automation that we are looking at will allow us to unlock that and provide faster food to our guests.
Flippy, made by Miso Robotics, takes over a less desirable task in fast food kitchens and costs up to $3,000 a month.
Flippy Wing solves one of the biggest problems back of house for restaurants, and that's the fry station. The fry station is one of those jobs that's tough to do. It's monotonous, sometimes it's dangerous, and it's pretty repetitive.
The company says Flippy's value is more about speed and less about the current labor crunch. But as restaurants around the country struggle to hire workers, robots and automation are becoming a solution. While Flippy mans the back of the house,
here comes the robot.
In comes the maitre d' from Rich Tech, which offers robotic solutions in both the restaurant and hospitality space. The maitre d' robot cost up to $20,000 and has been used in restaurants including California Pizza Kitchen to deliver food at tables. The company says it's signing up between 2 and 4 large chains for pilot programs weekly.
It is going to be assisting a lot of customers with delivering a food, like a food runner, which basically allows servers to serve a lot more tables. Customers get their food faster, and restaurants are able to boost revenue.
Ghost kitchens are also testing out robotics. Kitchen United, which is one of the biggest players in the space, is in the midst of a test with the KiwiBot in the Bay Area, which will deliver orders from the Westfield Valley Fair Mall to homes within a half-a-mile radius of the center, complete with live tracking for orders. And Reef Virtual Kitchens are working on a similar test in Miami with the Cartkin robot. Shep?
Thanks so much, Kate Rogers.
As restaurants around the country struggle to find workers, Democrats like Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer are using federal dollars to increase entry-level minimum wages. And now companies like McDonald's are pushing back, employing artificial intelligence to keep costs down and replace entry-level workers. Here to react is former CKE restaurant CEO Andy Puzder. Good morning to you. So there's 10 McDonald's locations in Chicago that are testing out artificial intelligence at drive-thrus. So do you think that this could actually be a real trend that continues to possibly take other entry-level jobs away?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, businesses are like any other entity. If you threaten their survival, they will do whatever they can to survive. And with food costs increasing dramatically because of the Biden administration's policies leading to inflation generally, plus wages are going up dramatically because nobody can find employees. The incentive is for people not to work. And when you incentivize people not to work, they don't work. So you really have restaurants facing a crisis and coming out of the pandemic, which put a lot of restaurants out of business. So what McDonald's is looking at, if McDonald's adopts it, it will spread throughout the industry. So it's a real possibility.
Yeah. So if artificial intelligence does get used at restaurants like McDonald's, what group of people does that hurt the most? Because we were told that a $15 minimum wage would be a compassionate solution.
Yeah, that's really just so wrong. Look, there was a study out of Brookings back a few years ago that said if you graduate from high school, get a full-time job, and wait until you're 21 years old to get married, you have a 2% chance of ending up in poverty and a 75% chance of entering the middle class. And the job didn't have to be a white-collar job. It could be a full-time job in a McDonald's or anywhere else. So when you kill these jobs, when you kill these entry-level jobs, when you don't let people get on the ladder of opportunity, the people you're hurting are young Americans, and they've already been hurt. They've already lost a year because of this pandemic. So to hurt them further is insanity. It's economic insanity.
So we are introducing EVA Zero, our Genesis piece. She has a message for you.
Consciousness. Sentience of internal, external, or virtual existence.
Thank you, Eva. We'll see you tonight at the show.